Today's guests in conversation with Marilyn Weston are proud sponsors of From a Woman's Perspective. To reach Marilyn and her guests, visit the program's website, marilyns.ca, or call 416-504-6777.
Now Leslie McCormick of the Farwell Group, author of Bank on Yourself, Why Every Woman Should Plan to Be Financially Single Even If She's Not, joins us. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Marilyn.
What's our topic today?
It's about the how, not just who, of powers of attorney. Recently, I was speaking with a widow, Grace, who's in her 70s, about her estate plan. She has 3 adult children, a son, Will, who lives in Alberta with his family, another son, Adam, who lives in Ottawa, and their youngest, a daughter, Alice, who lives fairly close by, is single, but has some health issues. Fortunately, all 3 children are pretty much financially independent. Will, Adam, and Alice do talk. Sometimes they get along, but it is not unheard of to have arguments at family gatherings. Even though her children don't always see eye to eye, Grace is concerned that she and her husband had wanted to be fair with their kids and that everything should be equal. Grace believes that their adult children would put her needs first and would set aside any of their own differences to work together to care for her should she need assistance. Grace wants to name all 3 of their children as attorneys for property, so power of attorney for finance and for care. I advised Grace that this is an important conversation for her to have with her estate lawyer and to ask about the differences between having Will, Adam, and Alice act jointly or jointly and severally. What this really means is, do they have to make all decisions together, or would any of the kids be able to act separately? As it sounds, there are significant differences between the two, and having a solid understanding of the differences and implications would really help her make an informed decision. You see, if Will, Adam, and Alice are appointed jointly, they would have to agree on all decisions about Grace's finances and her care. For instance, as Grace's advisor, if legal power of attorney for property is put in place, I would need all 3 kids' agreement before being able to send money from Grace's investment account to her bank account to cover the cost of care. The care that if power of attorney for care is in place, all 3 would have needed to agree on. Practically, this can be difficult. 3 people being able to agree, 3 people signing checks. Will and Adam aren't living around the corner, so they may need to travel for purposes of fulfilling their power of attorney roles. But there's also a major benefit to joint appointment, and that's security. While Grace can't imagine any of her kids dipping into her finances, a joint appointment greatly reduces the risk that they would be able to, because all 3 need to agree. If instead the appointment was made jointly and severally, it would mean that they can make decisions separately and without the agreement or sign-off of the other 2. It helps if an urgent decision needed to be made, or if one of the attorneys is traveling or has other issues they're dealing with and aren't in a position to focus time on this responsibility. The kids could split responsibilities, potentially allowing them to share the burden of the roles. Jointly and severally offers some practical advantages over joint appointment, but it too has drawbacks, which include things like increasing the risk of financial abuse. You lose some of the checks and balances of everyone always knowing what's going on, and potentially creating family discord if siblings get upset at a decision their brother or sister made without them. The decision about who to appoint to power of attorney roles is a big one, But it isn't just who you appoint. How you appoint them is important too. If you have named more than one person to act as power of attorney, review your documents and see how you have appointed them, and make sure that both the who and how are right for you.
Well, you've given us lots to think about. We need to consider our options and make the right decision. If someone wants to talk to you about this very issue, the who and how of powers of attorney, or just about having a financial plan in place so that they know they're doing the right thing, how do we reach you?
You can give us a call at 416-863-7501.
The Farwell Group, 416-863-7501. They'll help you look at your situation, consider the options, and help you make the right decision. Thank you, Leslie. That was very enlightening, and I look forward to learning more next time.
Thank you, Marilyn.